Hello everyone, I have another review for you. This particular review is the ESV single column Heirloom Legacy Bible from Crossway. I received a complimentary copy of this Bible in exchange for my honest review. This is the bottom and this is the top part of the presentation box that it comes in. You'll notice Heirloom single column Legacy Bible. This is the goatskin black. There is a brown out there as well. And I'm just going to take the box top off, move the bottom over, and there is the Bible. It is a really wonderful Bible to hold. The leather is very supple. I'll just give you an idea. Look at that. That thing just bends beautifully. And one thing I appreciate about that particular leather, you don't get the idea that it's so flimsy it's going to crack on you. You get the idea that it's quality and that it has some good depth to it. It's going to last you a while. With that said, I'll go ahead and just show you the spine. You got your notations, ESV, Holy Bible. It does have spinal ridges, as you see there. This is what it looks like from the bottom. And then down the line a little bit. A little bit of yap, not a whole lot. I've seen a lot more yap in a lot of other Bibles, so keep that in mind for those who like a lot more yap. But check this out. Yeah! 4 bookmarks. Wish more Bibles had more bookmarks. If you're like me and you're doing some study, it is a nightmare with one bookmark to put it in one location and keep going back and forth and put it in a different location. Whereas we have 3 or 4, especially if you're in an epistle or the Gospels that references Old Testament quotes a lot. It's nice to be able to stick it in a particular location with one bookmark and then take the other 3 to hit up some other points as well. Really, really like that. As for the Bible itself, let's just open it up here. There's that. It does have birth and adoption, marriages, presentation page right there. But one thing I want to point out is that this particular Bible does have the ESV 2016 text. I've been using the 2011 for a while, so it'll be a little interesting to see what the 2016 has for it. So for those that are looking for something like this, but maybe with the 2011, you may not find it anymore, maybe secondhand places, but that's 2016 for this one. And let's just open it up. Genesis chapter 10, and there you go. That is a single column. It's not verse by verse, and you'll notice it's also not inline, as some of the text from the other side of the page does come through. This is not a reference Bible, so you're not getting any sort of cross references or aids in that respect. They do have these margin notes to help you with where you are, and occasionally they'll throw something in the footnotes. Usually it's having to do with weights and measures, or maybe we're not really sure how to translate this word type of a thing. Other than that, the concordance in the back, there you are, there's your concordance right there. Not a bad concordance, not exhaustive by any sense, but still pretty decent. Maps, yeah. They're good maps. I've seen some better maps, but really nice. So appreciate those. This is a 9-point font, so it is a little larger than a compact, which I really enjoyed reading. So reading this was nice. For me, when it comes to reading a single column versus a double column, I really wanted to give the single column a fair shake. All of my apps that I use on my iPhone, they're all single column. Usually what I do when I'm reading on my computer, single column. But for some reason, I'm just so used to double column in my print Bible that it took a little bit for me to get the single column idea down. I will say that it did help with reading. I have a ESV Reader's Edition, and by readers I mean where they take out the verses and the chapters. Not all of them, some of them take out the chapters, so that you're just reading it. You're not interrupted by verse numbers, and in some cases even chapter numbers. With that, I did find that a single column was a lot easier to read, to get an overall flow. but in terms of trying to find something for study when you're looking at cross references, a little difficult in that reader's edition. So with a single column, you kind of get a little bit of both in that you get a little easier to read just for reading's sake. So I think I'm going to hold out my judgment right now on the single column and just give it a little bit more time to see if maybe I would grow accustomed to it for other types of reading and study. I'm not sure yet, but I hope that helps those who like the single column, that is available. And again, just point this out here in the back. You got your 9-point. It's a black letter. Forgot to mention that. You're not getting the words of Christ in red. Keep that in mind. And there's a lifetime guarantee on this guy, which is nice, especially if you want to purchase one. I think the retail on this one is a couple $100. You can definitely find it cheaper than that, but that's kind of a good ballpark idea of what you're looking to spend for something like this. In my opinion, if you like single column, then this edition is very much worth every penny you spend for it. I'm hoping to get a brown, I don't think of this one, but hope to get a brown edition of the Heirloom series, just so I can compare and contrast the black versus the brown. And when I have that, I'll put that up there so you guys can see the color difference, because online I could not tell. So this does come in that brown as I mentioned, so hopefully when that brown comes for whatever edition I'm going to review, I'll put these side by side so you can get an idea on the color contrast. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment or two, and I'll have another review for you soon. Thanks.